Hello and welcome to the show. I am back finally. My computer had a little bit of an issue. It kind of all crashed. So I had to send it away, get it repaired. That's why there haven't been any videos for a couple of days, but it is back. It is working. In all this time I was also moved. So yeah, I don't know if anything's going to sound differently through here. I'm in a different room recording now. So it's been a rather hectic couple of days. Kind of computer breaking has sort of forced me to change plans a little bit. I had intended on getting stuff sorted ready before moving, but yeah, kind of computer pooing itself caused some issues, but never mind. I am back. We have got an autocross car build for you today, starting with this Holden Commodore. This is a glorious car. It is perhaps my new favourite car in the entirety of Forza ever. That's just how good it is. And I'm really hoping it keeps up. It's just as impressive when it comes to, tackling the autocross course. Right, let us go and see what we can do with it, of course. It is being built to A-Class. Actually, what engines can we put in it? While I'm here, let's have a look. i6, V8, and the NASCAR engine can go in as well. No, we're not going to be putting that in it. Let's have a look at tyres first, shall we? Let's go for some nice race tyres on here. This car handles amazingly from standard. It is so lovely and balanced, this vehicle. Incredible car to drive. I have a very fast C-Class one as well. It is a really very good handling vehicle, this one. So I'm hoping that when it comes to tackling the course, it should be pretty damn good. Admittedly, I haven't built one up to any higher than C-Class, so I'm not 100% sure how it's going to fare. Hopefully, though, it should be pretty good. Of course, for autocross, we're going to be putting on every single handling part that I can get my hands on. Weight-wise, it's going to be a bit heavier. The cars that are at the very top of the table have tended to be ridiculously light. Admittedly, the Plymouth Prowler in fourth is perhaps a little bit of an odd one out. This is, it's 2,700 pounds. That's quite heavy in comparison to some of the stuff. This is heavier. The NSX was about 2,400. I actually struggled a fair bit, the NSX, but this, I'm hoping at least we can get some half-decent power in this before we get it up into A-Class. Let's go and stick on the aero parts for this while we are here. It's got the largest kind of rear wing table I've seen on a car. It is seriously impressive on the back there. And then we'll go through all of these as well. Again, saving a little bit of weight, shortening the shift time and everything. I'll come back to do driveline because it's probably going to be something if we need sort of one PI here and there. It can be quite useful to have. Right, now, what have we got in the way? I did see aspiration swap. So, turbos or superchargers? I think we're going to go with a supercharger on this vehicle. I've kept a few naturally aspirated. I would tend to prefer a supercharger over a turbo if I have the option for this one. But I've kept a few naturally aspirated. Then we're going to go with a supercharger though on the Holden. Right, to the engine bits. Please save a whole bunch of weight. That's £100. £100 from the exhaust. Fantastic. That is indeed what we want. Did I'm assuming I must have gone through here. How much weight did that take off? It wasn't very much. Right, yeah, we're not really gonna get this down. This might be one of the heavier cars to have got around here. Okay, I think it's gonna be a case of stick this stuff here in. Some of it is going to save weight. It may be a heavy car, but by the looks of it, we're going to get really decent torque, and we should be getting some decent power from this car. Exhaust is on. Now, will this add or take away? Aha! Right, we got a lighter supercharger. That is what we want on there. That is good. And then we'll go for some pistons as well. We're getting the weight down a little bit, but it was always likely to be a bit of a heavier car. I'm hoping though that it shall make up for this because balance-wise, it should be really very nice. That's what I'm praying on this one. 391 horsepower. I was actually expecting a little bit more, perhaps, from this vehicle. Okay, so we can get okay, now we've got the still awkward balancing of the PI. We can get the flywheel that's £8, or we can get the driveline that is 15.9. Let's get that, and then all of the fun and games. Please let me put this on. It does. There we go. That will do nicely. Did I put a diff on it? I think I did. I've just got to make sure now. I'm all out of practice with video making. Right, there we go. That is the finished car. 391 horsepower. Not as powerful as perhaps I was expecting from the Commodore. Not quite as powerful as some of the vehicles that have gone. However, we do have 453 foot-pounds of torque, which is quite a lot in this kind of a build. Weight 2,600 pounds makes it one of the heavier cars as well. But I do know for a fact from standard and in C-Class, this thing is amazing to drive. So fingers crossed, it will have carried that through up to A-Class, and we can really attack this Autocross course. So, here I am at the Hockenheim circuit, ready for the Holden's 3 attempts. Our current fastest car and target time is the Volkswagen Beetle with a 2:05.6. Now, I really hope the Commodore can challenge the Beetle. Will it? I'm not sure, but I really want it to be challenging the top of the table. I do expect this car to go relatively well around here, but a 2:05 is a mighty quick time for this course. So the Commodore has got an awful lot of work ahead of it. Please be as nice to drive. Please be lovely and balanced. Please be incredibly grippy. That's what we are hoping for big time here at Hockenheim. Right, let us launch it off the line and see how we fare as we go through these first gates. Yeah, a little bit understeery, a little tad of understeer from the Commodore. But when we jump on the power, we can go to full throttle very, very easily in this car. You can absolutely nail it, and it will grip. Ooh, I slightly misjudged my way through there, but ooh, we were very quick. Don't have the brakes. That is a thing that I didn't quite think about. Okay, so we have the grip. The problem is, it is just that little bit heavier. We don't quite have the braking performance on the Commodore. Let's see how we fare through here. The change of direction is incredible. in this thing, it is such an absolute joy to drive. That is easily flat out. We're a little bit careful trying to get it stopped down here. The back end is likely to try and come around a little bit. There is a... Ooh, okay, that's a bit of understeer we've got going on there. Dragged me out really wide through that section. Yeah, I mean, this is... Ooh, we've got race tyres, sure. They're not the widest race tyres, though. I think they're 285s on the back of this machine. So, you know, with 400 odd torques and with some of the corners around here, it's perhaps not too surprising to see the back end wiggling a little bit, but it is very, very manageable. You're not going to get any nasty surprises with this car, which is one of the reasons I love it, apart from the brakes. We have the grip. We have the grip to take the corners at the speeds of, well, just about the fastest cars. The problem is I don't have the brakes to then get it stopped again. It's just that little bit too heavy. I mean, what, we're 1,000 pounds heavier than the BAC Mono. You know, that's a lot more momentum you've got to get slowed down from the high speeds. I think that's where this car may potentially struggle a little bit. I completely forgot about that. That is a little bit of a shame. Also, my TV has pratted up, and that's not helped in that final section. Well, bugger it. Yeah, we had some TV troubles in that last couple of gates. But for an opening run, I like the car. It's just the brakes. The brakes are going to be a big thing to deal with. So, on to our second attempt for the Commodore. Got to get my braking points right. That is the big thing here. Got to make sure that I get the braking points right for the faster sections, because this thing really does have the grip of some of the best cars to go around here. I'm not sure we've quite got the braking performance, but we will. I'm going to see what I can do with this thing. I want it to go top. I would love to see a Commodore top the table, especially this one, because it is just that good. We have to have a little lift through. Oh, I tried my luck a little bit too much through that section. We need to have a little bit of a lift. Not quite flat through there. To be fair, nothing has been. Got to have a little bit of a lift. It's so easy to do that through that fast section there. Just to clip a gate when you're really pushing the car. Oh, Yeah, you can get the back end sliding. Having this build essentially with it into A class is not quite as balanced as the standard car. The standard car, we went racing with these briefly at some point. I think we got at one stage 5 cars within 140 foot of each other when we were full race mode with these things. They're so easy to drive quickly from standard. This one is not quite as easy to drive. It will have a little bit more oversteer coming out of the corners just because there is more power and torque available, and there is you can occasionally get caught out by the understeer, but it is still a very, very good A-class car to drive. This one, apart from that one gate clip early on, this is going pretty well. I mean, again, we're gonna have no issues. This is that turn there has caused issues for some cars, but in this it is such an easy, it's not even a question mark about going flat out through there. Again, we can carry speed down here. I have no idea if I got through all of those gates. My TV completely buggered up again. I don't know if that worked. I may not have hit any gates. I think the car was pointed at the right angle. I just kind of held the throttle and hoped. We may have got through all of those gates in one piece somehow. I don't know. Well, that'll be new when I go to edit this video together. Not sure what we will have got in all of that. But as we come up towards this, my TV's really having a pissy day, it seems today. Come up towards this final section. In fact, I can have a look at the. Oh no, we got some sliding going on. Oh, we only hit one gate in all of that. So a 5-second time penalty for the gate clip. Pretty decent time. I think we can do better though in this final run. So on to our final attempt with the Holden. I think I've got the brakes sorted. I need to just not make any silly mistakes going through the high speed sections, and I've got a new HDMI cable. Maybe that I've found another one lying about. I'm hoping that'll stop my TV from prattling about too much. Fingers crossed. Not worked in the past, but you never know. Right, so we're coming up towards these opening gates. Are not normally that much of a trouble getting a car through them. This is the big one. Getting it through here quickly is always important, and we do this time around. You can just ever so slightly feel the understeer through that first gate. I mean, there's just so much more car here to move around. It's perhaps not too surprising, certainly in comparison at least to the other vehicles that have got me 2,600 pounds. It's not exactly heavy for a car, but when it's in this spec for this kind of build, yeah, this is quite a lot of weight. Straight line speed though is fantastic down this part. Actually went perhaps a smidge early on the brakes through there, but I mean that was 116-ish miles an hour, which is amongst the fastest vehicles we have seen down there. Getting it out of these gates here neatly again is perhaps, I think the thing I'm finding with this is perhaps the best kind of strategy is just brake that little bit earlier with the car, get it sorted out, because I know I can't push it under brakes with this one, which is a shame. I know I just simply cannot have these really last minute late braking things with this car, because it's just not going to get stopped in the same way. So get it stopped early, make sure we get it turned, and then make the most of the power and the torque. Up towards the hairpin now in the Holden. Run a little bit wide on the way in. That's okay, because we've got the RC third gate through there that we have to be out wide for anyway. And then as we run up the hill, back end's actually wanting to wiggle and dance around a little bit on the way up there, which is not quite what I was expecting from the Commodore. And now we run up to this final section. Is perhaps not the Holden's favourite bit, but still does get changed direction quite nicely through here. Again, with the back end, thought about letting go. It is a run to the line. It's quick indeed, but it's not quite as fast as the top cars. A 2:07.5 is a damn respectable time from the Commodore. I love this car. Honestly, this DLC, yeah, I would like the livery. It's an awesome livery. This DLC I think is fantastic. There's some really interesting vehicles on this one. For me, of course, personally, as cool as the Koenigsegg 1.1 is, as cool as the RX-7 race car is and everything. For me, though, this Holden Commodore is just the most incredible car. From standard, it's exquisite. In C-Class, I have a very fast C-Class one of these. A lovely car to drive. And this A-Class build, if I was building a car for A-Class, I wouldn't build it in the manner that I build these Autocross builds. But this, as a handling car, let's not forget, okay, this car car, well, you know, it's got decent power, decent torque figures. The Holden Tirana that I ran around, the Tiranas did a 208.2. This Commodore, the 27.5, it goes into 7th. It goes quicker than the BAC Mono. This is 1,000 pounds heavier than the Mono. It is quicker around here than the BAC Mono. It is fractionally beaten by an Escort Cosworth that's four-wheel drive. The RX-7 is so much lighter. The Prowler is lighter, not by quite as much as the other cars. Prowler is lighter. 4C, Datsun, they're all lighter cars than this, by quite a margin as well. This thing has got far less power, far less torque, and is far heavier than the Tirana. That's down in 10th. Again, similar thing could be said about the Mustang. I think it's probably similar power and torque in this, but the Mustang is a good 400-500 pounds lighter. It's an incredible vehicle. This Commodore it's a truly incredible vehicle. Such a nice handling car, this one. Such an incredible handling vehicle. Yeah, I really, really highly recommend it. Very, very quick time from the Commodore here. Couldn't quite beat the Beetle. That's probably asking a little bit much. The minute I stepped on the brakes, it has the grip. It has the grip of the Beetle, just doesn't have the brakes. You just can't push it through the corners in the same way that you could with that Volkswagen. But yeah, this is an awesome vehicle. This is an absolutely phenomenal car. But that is it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.